Hello my dear, and welcome to this timeless message, meant to find you whenever it does. Trust that there might be something here that you want to talk about today. The Daughter of Swords. This is the Page of Swords. So there might be something on your mind that you're trying to figure out. I've been trying to cut through all of that which is, but maybe there's some sort of fighting, some conflict going on. It's just a lot, right? Let's try and maybe dissect what's happening so it's less overwhelming, so we can have a bit more of an understanding. Because when we have an issue, the issue can be, take up all of our headspace. But by us looking at the steps rather than the entirety of it, it might be helpful. So let's do that for you, my dear. Can we have more on what this is about, please? Thank you. The Five of Cups. Oh my. But in reverse, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Look, I think if you don't know about tarot, and the Five of Cups didn't give it away, I'm sure my face did. It tends to give away a lot of stuff. Anyway, the Five of Cups is the card of pain. It's the card of loss. There's a depiction of this card that has in a different deck that I have, where you see La Llorona, I think is the name, which is the story, a fairy tale of a mother who lost her children, and then her ghost comes back because she just can't accept the loss and the grief, and she then tries to steal other people's kids. That's the story. But basically, what I'm getting here and why I'm saying this is like deep loss, deep pain. So much so that it makes you not even be able to recognize yourself and the actions that you make, because you're in so much pain trying to get through it. And this looks, I know these are broken, right? Things broken apart. You cannot put it back together. Even if you try, it's going to look different now. There's never going to be a place where it's going to look the same. You could do it, is it the Japanese way, where they go in with like gold to fix it and put it all together, which is beautiful metaphor, by the way. So it looks different, but it's not lost value. It actually increased in value in a way. Maybe that's something you need to hear. Through the pain, through the loss, there is a lot of things that you gained from it as well. And what you definitely gained from it is a very unique view on life, whatever is your own uniqueness, right? What is this pain then? What is the pain that seems to be all consuming the mind? What is it? Can we have a bit more on what it actually is? Okay. The Six of Staffs in reverse. There might have been something that you were really striving towards, hoping towards. You see, this is the card of victory, but it came out in reverse. So maybe something that you were hoping to be victorious on and you weren't. And we're going to get more of an elaboration because there's a bunch of cards trying to explain the situation. Let me just see. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. There might have been a decision in your life. And the Two of Wands, it's been coming up a lot, this card. This is an interesting card because the Two of Wands is the card before the expansion, before actually accepting in the new, the opportunities coming your way, the change. Here, you know this change is coming. You know it. You have to accept it, but you're still holding on to it. You're holding on to that which you know in a way. Here specifically, the person is very much holding on. Sometimes you see the person already taking a step forward, knowing which way to go. Here, this person does not know where to go. You might really feel like you're like, I have no clue, my dear. I might as well be in the middle of the Sahara, in the middle of the desert, and you have two desert cards here. In the middle of the desert, because it all looks the same to me anyway, like you're lost. It all looks the same. With the Two of you have another two coming up, but it's the Two of Cups. So the two of your emotions. This is the card of a relationship. So it could be the end of a relationship that is indicated. Something, yeah. It could be some sort of a relational pain that you're still holding on to, maybe. There is a focus on the duality of life because you got the twos here. So the separation Why the separation? Because it made you feel like you were not in control, like you were not in power. You have here the coin and the King of Cups. Sorry, the King of Wands. My dudes, I'm on my brain today. You have the King of Cups. The King of Wands. The King of Wands, which is the king of the of your power, of your energy. It's the fire element. So standing in your confidence, standing in that which you know, not getting derailed. Like for example, right now, I could have gotten completely derailed. No, because I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm doing here. And it's okay. Sometimes the mind goes out the window, and that's okay too. But standing in your power, I think you've been this whole situation, it left you feeling powerless. The King of Wands came out in reverse. And I keep saying cups because it's the cups that were very much affected by this. You felt powerless, but it was an emotional pain that is as a consequence. Right? Or maybe that you feeling powerless was a consequence of the emotional pain. Whatever it was, it is a matter that has now been put to rest in a way. The Eight of Cups, just to remind, the Eight of Cups is about leaving something behind, something painful behind. It's moving past the Five of Cups, right? Moving on. Moving into maybe what you don't know, where everything looks the same. But that is maybe where you're at right now. And it's what you have to accept so you can start to find your way through it. To accept that it all looks the same. So you can find landmarks that can help you direct yourself. And if you say, oh, but my dude, there's no landmarks. I am in a desert. You see, there's wind. When there's wind, the dunes will look differently the next morning. Like I don't know if you know this, but like for people who actually live in dunes and live in these kind of surroundings, you have to have a very keen eye to understand which dunes and which mountains stay and which ones are going to be gone in the morning, because you will get lost very, very easily. But how do they navigate themselves then, you ask? Well, I mean, I don't know for a fact. Like have I asked? I'm not sure if I asked, but what I do know is that they use the sky in a lot of ways, and the stars, they help direct, and they help. And the sun, right? It tells you the direction of where you're heading. It always does. It's this constant. These constants maybe might help you. So if your surroundings are feeling particularly like you don't know what's happening, it all looks the same, you're feeling, stressed, then maybe looking up. Literally looking up. Looking at the sky, maybe doing a bit of cloud watching to calm yourself down. To understand that, it's not that big of a deal. I know that can sound quite insulting and take away from someone's experience, and that's not what I'm trying to do. But I'm trying to say is, let's add on to that experience. Your experience is just as valid within the context of it being completely irrelevant what happens to you in this life. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant for any of us, really, right? So that can take away a bit of pressure at the end of the day. Maybe that will help you. And also the guidance and the trust in the unknown, in that which you don't see, in the things that are constant. Yeah, so if your spirituality, if your belief system is something that brings you this certainty, then kind of leaning into that might be helpful for you now. Feeling held in that as well. And it's okay, I really get it. I'm feeling the disappointment, because the Six of Wands that we had here, the Victory card coming out in reverse, right? There's just this strong sense of disappointment of something not having happened. Why did it not happen? Maybe this will help you. Maybe the mulling over of things is you trying to find answers. Is there anything that we can know, that we can give as an answer as to why this happened? Thank you. Ba-dum-dum-dum-dum. Oh my gosh. Oh my lordies. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. My dears, it's because you had to learn a lesson. I feel like that's always the answer, but it is always the answer. It's always a matter of how can you learn from this? How can you grow from this? And what could you learn from this? You are meant to learn to stand in your emotions, to be truthful to your emotions. You'd be feeling, remember we're talking, the King of Wands came out, saying that there was a lack of power, feeling like you're disempowered. You're not in power of your own life. You're not actually sitting on that throne. And here it's a matter of, maybe you don't, it's not the external, it's not about that. It's about you finding that within yourself and finding the emotional stability and the emotional mastery in a way. Because there's someone sitting there in their cave. Yeah, they might be shut off. Maybe there was a time of hermiting that you needed to do to kind of get to this place. But it's very much about you trying to deal with your emotions, trying to work through whatever needs to be worked through. And this time has now ended. This time is now ended and you're coming out of it. You're coming maybe out of the Sahara now. You have to go into this space, into the subliminal, into the borderless, into the non-dual that feels very difficult to grasp and can be very challenging and very disorientating. And now you're coming out of it. But here, this is what's holding you, maybe still in this spot. It's the anxiety. The Eight of Swords, this anxiety, is an anxiety that you can escape. It is an anxiety that it is a matter of you taking off the blindfold, because if they take off the blindfold, these swords, they're only that long. Guess what? You can go around them. You can. You just have to trust that you can. You just have to actually take the step of taking the blindfold off so you can perceive the options. You can perceive the different outcomes. And there is the confirmation for you trusting. Maybe putting your trust and your focus more on that which gives you stability, which feels constant. And that can be your intuition. It can be your connection to God, to spirit, whatever you call it. It doesn't matter. We're all talking about the same thing, I would argue. This is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is your guide. It's your intuition. And the emotions here, you see, reaching the King in the material world, you've reached the mastery in this cave of yours. And now, from a bigger perspective, you are embodying the High Priestess, reaching true connection to the source and letting it speak through you. A priestess, a teacher, an artist just allows. It's just about allowing. I don't know how you feel about it, but I'd say there is no such thing as creating which isn't just allowing. You know, when you have an idea for a song, for a book, for anything you're working on, it's almost like it comes to you. But where is it coming from? Where is it coming from, my dear? That is where you want to be focusing on. And accept it to come to you and come through you when it has to. You might feel like you're still a bit unsure, you're still lacking the confidence with the Daughter of Staffs here in reverse. But work on that, work on the confidence, because that is going to be the key. And with that, my dear, I'm going to leave you today. I hope you enjoyed. Have a lovely rest of your day.